Wow, that was a big show, the SA Sports Show, for another week. But I tell you what, there's a big weekend ahead of us and a big couple of weeks that promise, well, the dreams can be made or broken in the next fortnight, can't they, Kate?
Exactly right. Like nothing bigger than Sydney playing the Crows. That is a huge game, Poppy.
Look, it's fantastic. You know what? Crows were pretty impressive last week against the Kangaroos. Pretty impressive.
Were they? Look, you can do no more.
If you look at the result.
Well, 10-goal result. Yeah, great. But did they play as well as they can play?
No.
I don't think they did. And North Melbourne won 2 games in the second half of the year, limped into the finals. So I wouldn't get all that carried away, but you can do no more than win by 10 goals.
They looked a bit clunky, didn't they?
They did.
The ball use wasn't great.
Wasn't.
At certain times I expected the Kangaroos almost to threaten them.
Correct.
And although in the end the result, as you said, was comfortable, it just wasn't as nice.
No.
And, you know, Eddie Betts was fantastic. You take that 6 goals out, all of a sudden you've got a game in your hands.
Exactly.
He was brilliant.
So was Brodie Smith.
Yeah,
I loved his game in defence.
Yeah, he's been good.
Rebound, kicks goals.
Yes.
And look, the defence has been terrific. But Eddie Betts, he's a freak.
You know, and I still want desperately for Taylor Walker to take a game apart. He has to.
You're still not happy?
Absolutely take a game apart. Your mate Neil Curley
has been saying it for weeks now.
Has been putting the pressure on him to say, hey, listen,
crash a pack.
He's been great.
Take a body out.
He needs it. And you know what? Come finals time, what I saw from GWS with Sydney was they attacked on the inside and they beat them on the outside. Now, Sydney are limping into this game somewhat against the Crows.
The pressure's on Sydney.
With Tippett, you know, and not their first 18 available. Crows, Hartigan gets off a report.
Yep.
You feel as though the cards are just starting to fall our way.
Well, the pressure's on Sydney that they wouldn't want to go out in straight sets. Adelaide, look, if they produce their best, will win. There's no question. The SCG, they're not fazed by that at all. I don't think the SCG.
I think their results up there have been okay.
Been very good, actually.
Yeah.
So
but look, you're right, Sydney. I tell you what, they were a bit disappointing, but I thought they were disappointing because they were beaten by GWS.
How good were they?
But that GWS wasn't the GWS we've seen in years gone by.
No, I thought they'd be overawed and hadn't played finals before, but they just didn't worry about that. Just went bang.
And they snuck into that top 4 under the guard of most because of Adelaide's loss to the West Coast.
Oh, tell me about it.
But it's really hard to, as you pointed out, Cage, it's really hard to gauge just where the Crows are going because they got beaten by the West Coast.
Got smashed.
Who themselves went out comfortably and then weren't overly convincing, as you said, against North Melbourne.
No.
So that's the game that we're going to be hanging our hats on. Of course, Hawthorn and Brisbane, as we're going to air right now. Hawthorn and the Bulldogs.
How good are the Bulldogs?
Well, you know, the Bulldogs, it was the same sort of style as GWS.
Correct. They just play for each other.
You know, that's what you want from your footy sides.
Yeah, exactly.
If you get that, and even if you lose, you know that they gave their best.
Well, you talk about injuries to sides, like the Bulldogs have been decimated all year, but they just play on hard, they play for each other, and they're playing for their coach, Luke Beveridge, no doubt.
Yeah, so GWS will be waiting for the winner of Hawthorn and the Bulldogs.
Correct.
What are you thinking?
Well, tell you what, I like GWS. They were so impressive.
Is that right?
Oh, against Sydney, they were sensational. And of course, you've got on the other side, you've got Geelong waiting for the winner of the Sydney Crows game.
I can't see the Crows. Even if they could have Sydney beating Geelong.
Well, their record's not good against the Cats. But if you get to a prelim final, the mindset can change, Poppy. And,
it'll have to, I reckon.
Yeah,
because you know what I'm thinking? I think Dangerfield, Brownlow medalist, Dangerfield, premiership player.
Shut up, Poppy.
Dangerfield,
Poppy,
Smith
please
medalist.
be quiet.
That's what I think. Hey, just quickly.
He was a Crows player.
He was a Crows player. Hey, just quickly, the SANFL, Sturt taking on Adelaide in the SANFL as well are just going along quite nicely.
Well, Adelaide's fall has been terrific, and I think they'll beat Sturt. And of course, then they got the Eagles sitting back with the week off waiting in the grand final. Look, I'd love to see the Eagles win it for Mickey Godden's sake. He's done a fantastic job with the Eagles, and I think it's about their turn to be quite frank.
Just make mention as we leave Zane Kirkwood.
Second Magarey.
So he'll be going into the weekends as a dual Magarey medalist.
Correct.
And also one of the great names in sport in this state.
The Williams family?
Yeah, Stephen Williams.
I was so pleased last night, on Magarey Medal night, to see Stephen Williams inducted into the SA Hall of Fame, because the Williams family have made a huge contribution to football in South Australia.
Now, you caught up and had a chat with Mark Williams last week. How's Choco going?
Well, he does know what he's doing. We spoke with him. He's He's got nothing planned.
Okay.
He still wants to stay in coaching because coaching is what he loves.
Yes.
He's not coming back to Adelaide.
Okay.
He's going to stay in Melbourne. He said, I've
I
done
think he's
enough
still
travelling.
got something to offer.
Well, he has. There's no question that all that knowledge, premiership coach,
Yes.
you just don't throw that to one side.
No,
And
exactly right.
Perhaps the AFL might pick him up
Let's hope
in
so.
some capacity.
Let's hope so. Good on you, Cage. Another good show.
Yeah, fantastic.
Well done. Good on
Absolutely.
you.
Can't wait for the weekend, Pop.
Fantastic.
Bring it on.
Yeah, bring it on. Exactly. We've got a big weekend coming. The SA Sports Show will be with you next week, wrapping up what will be, no doubt, another big weekend of South Australian sport. On behalf of KG, Rob Popplestone, wishing you all the best. Weird.